Good evening, good morning, everyone, depending on the different time zones we are in. Hope you're able to hear me loud and clear. So, I'm again with our new session, which is on knowing your threat actors. Threat actors are the one which is attacking your systems. So, let me pull up my slide. I prepared a slide deck for you, and we will cover different types of attack vectors, which the which can impact you and even the real world scenarios and infrastructure. Okay, so today the topic of the session is Know Your Enemy, Evolving World of Threat Actors. So I am the speaker. My name is Ajit Singh. I have around 21 years of experience in the industry and 21 years of experience in training industry, as well as I have also worked in corporate industry, secure cybersecurity field for 20 long years, worked in HCL, BT, and another companies where I've worked into different fields of cybersecurity, SOC, security compliance, and all. The agenda of today's session is introduction. What are introduction to threat actors? What are the attributes of threat actors? The intent and motivation, along with, then I will take you through different types of threat actors. So let's start. What is threat actor? A threat actor is any individual, group, or organization that conducts malicious activity to achieve objectives like data theft, disruption, espionage, or financial gain. Like, for example, I am hacking someone's system, with the aim of gaining access to his system and also find out his password. So, who am I? I'm a threat actor. Similarly, if a company like long way back, 2021, Indian vaccine company Bharat Biotech, they faced one of the attack on their infrastructure. That is what it was allegedly conducted and organized by Chinese hackers. Who are they? They are threat actors. So there are different categories of threat actors in today's world. It could be it could be a simple script kiddie, a person who is learning CH with the help of tools. He can do simple tasks. At the same time, it is nation state, which has a capability to destroy the economy and even the infrastructure of a big company. So there are different types of threat actors available. Their capabilities ranges from commodity phishing and malware to sophisticated zero-day exploitation, supply chain compromise, and long-term covert access. And their motivation also varies. Like I have seen people, okay, who just asked me during one of my class, someone asked me, I want to hack someone Facebook password. I said, what? Why? Because she's my ex. I wanted to know what she's up to. So this is also one of the motivation. Another motivation, someone want to destroy. Just Google Stuxnet, a worm which was a marvel in itself, which was designed to destroy the nuclear capability, and it was designed by nation state. So it could be disruption, it could be destroying the infrastructure. Motivation varies, as I told you. It could be simple motivation, it could be simple objective to gain access to your X system, and it could be as big as destroying the nuclear capability of some infrastructure. It depends. Then that is the main purpose of this session. So, what are the attributes of actors? There are attributes. What is attribute? Attribute of the threat actor define who they are, what they want, and how they operate, helping organization assess their intent, capability, and potential impact. If you're from security, you might have heard about threat modeling. In a threat modeling, This is what we do. We try to find out the threat actors with and the categories of the threat actors. So attributes of the threat actors can be on the basis of location, location, internal or external. It could be on the basis of resource or funding availability. It could be on the basis of level of sophistication or capability. When I say location, it could be external. These are the people who are outside the organization and include a wide range of activities from individual hackers to organized crime group. These are the people who don't have access to your organization. It could be organized crime group, it could be hackers, it could be nation state actors. Okay. Then it could be internal, the insider attackers. These are the people who are within your organizational ranks. There are many people who have access to your organizations. It could be contractors, it could be insider employees, okay, it could be partners, anyone, depends. But these are the people who are aware of your systems, networks, and processes. Then it could be also you can also categorize on the basis of resource funding or availability. Then there are people, the amount of resources funding that is available to them. You have well resource funding, which where you have large amount of money available at your disposal to work on, hire people, work on resources and all. Nation state, organized crime group, APT, they comes under this category. Then you have a limited resources. They are cyber criminals, script kiddies, who do not have a lot of resources available. Similarly, you can also categorize on the basis of level of sophistication. Highly sophisticated actors, these are the ones who possess advanced technical knowledge and deep knowledge of various attack vectors. Then less sophisticated script kiddies, cyber criminal who operate with less advanced technical and skills. So these are some attributes. Now another category is intent and motivation. What? Because someone who is trying to access or hack your system or bring your infrastructure down, there must be some intent and motivation for it. So, what is intent? Intent describes what an attack can achieve, while the motivation is reason for committing an attack. There are different intent and motivation for threat actors. Like you have data exfiltration. Data exfiltration refers to the unauthorized removal of data from a computer system or our network. Like remember long way back, it was 2017 Equifax, where hackers were able to steal 148 million users' data, their personal information. Then cyber espionage. What is cyber espionage? Where, which means stealthy state-sponsored act to steal, where someone tried to steal your confidential and strategic information. Like if you look at, uh, again, no offense to any country and all, but it is all there in our internet. That if you look at China defense capabilities, it is all the result of cyber espionage into Department of Defense and Pentagon infrastructure. Then service disruption, what it is. The best example of service disruption, where if you in 2021, there was here attacker tried to cause a chaos into the environment. In 2021, some Chinese hacker they hacked the colonial pipeline, which was responsible for transferring the for transporting the fuel to some part of an America. I don't remember which part. And this and that communication was disrupted for around 5 to 6 days. So causing service or disruption. Then blackmail. Cyber blackmail, also known as a sextortion, is a type of cyber crime where attackers threatens to expose embarrassing or sensitive information about a victim. A very good example of this is in 2016, there was this company called Ashley Medicine. This is a US dating website. Hackers were able to steal the data of the of that company, and they blackmailed the owners. If they don't give them money, then they will release the database of their customers, and their customers were who's and who's of the world. So yes, that is that is another motivation for threat actors. Then you have a financial gain is a primary motive behind the vast majority of a cyber attack. So it's a multi-billion dollar industry. I was watching one movie called Beekeeper, where instead of like working in silos, now there are big biggies of the world who are running an org- who are organizing it like industry. Okay, their main purpose is to gain financial profits from the cyber attacks. Then political belief, okay, is the use of computer hacking to promote a political or social cause. If you see in today's world, this is really, really flourishing. If you see it around the world, and if you're from India, if you see what happens in Bangladesh, what happens in Nepal, cyber attacks, cyber things, were behind this to promote that kind of chaos in the country. So with the help of cyber, I just want you to Google one thing if you are into this. Just Google Arab Spring. Just with the help of cyber war, the people of the world, the big bosses of the world, were able to topple the six governments of Arab in 2010 just with the help of Facebook. At that time, Twitter was not there. To take revenge, a very good example I want to give it here. In 2014, a movie called The Interview was produced by the Sony company. That was a satire on the life of North Korean dictator. Sony companies were given a lot of warning, but they didn't relent and release the movie. And in 2014 or 15, I suppose, Sony company faced one of the biggest attack of their lifetime, and they were never able to recover from that. So it was said that it was a revenge of North Korean cyber army people to cause disruption or chaos. Okay, the best example of disruption of chaos is Stuxnet worm. Okay, to cause disruption. So then you have a during the war. Okay, war disruption. It is being said that recently there was a small conflict happened between India and Pakistan. It was said that during that 3 days, Indian infrastructure have faced 15 lakhs cyber attacks. So these are some of the look whenever we look about threat actors, because whenever you are doing the study and research of a threat hunting, you need to understand your threat actors. And you need to understand the attributes of threat actors and what they are, what is their intent and motivation. And once you understand that, then you will be able to map it and prepare yourself very well. So now we have already seen these two attributes. Now we will start looking at different types of threat actors. So there are different types of threat actors. One is hacker. This is a very broad term. Hacker is someone who gains unauthorized access to the computer system. Originally, the term hacker neutrally described a person skilled in programming and system management. But nowadays, this term has been diluted because anyone who do CH, he start calling himself a hacker. But sorry to say that the people who do CH and they are not programmer, they will be called as script kiddies. They are not hacker. Hacker is a big thing. A person who have a knowledge of infrastructure, who have a knowledge of programming, who can write their scripts on their own, who can write their programs on their own. So there are three categories of hackers. White hat hackers. White hat hackers are ethically security researchers who use their skills to find and fix vulnerability before. So look, this is a kind of a blue team. These are the hackers which is being hired by companies to find out hacks, to find out vulnerabilities, threats before an attacker finds out and exploits it. So their work improves security postures by identifying real world weaknesses. They follow responsible disclosure, help remediate and avoid, but so they never operates outside the boundaries. Whatever things they do it with the permission. For example, a white hat finds an SQL injection on an e-commerce checkout, document reproducible steps, report it via vendor bug bounty portal, the vendor patches the issue and credits the researcher. So they are the one who operates for the benefit of the company and with proper permissions. Black hat. They are the malicious actors who exploit weaknesses for personal gains. They operate illegally, uses techniques like malware, ransomware, phishing, and data theft. Motives, financial profits. They can damage organizations and individuals also. So, like for example, Black Hat deploys ransomware to encrypt a hospital patient record, demands payment, and causes critical service disruption until the incident is contained and data restored from backup. So remember the example of ransomware I had given for colonial pipeline attack. So that was the work of Black Hat. Then we have gray hat hackers. Who are gray hat? They sit between the two. A security, so gray hat sits between white and black hats. And I tell you, in real world also, there's nothing like black and white. It's all gray. So they find out something. Suppose people are not paying any attention, the organization is not paying attention. They go ahead, exploit that, and once they have proofs, then they show that proof in a responsible manner to the company official. So they may not have permission to test systems, yet their intent is often to improve security rather than profit. Disclosures may vary. Some notify vendor first, other reveals details publicly if ignored. So these are the different types of hackers: black hat, white hat. These all comes under threat actors. Then you have script kiddies. What is script kiddies? Script kiddies, the people who don't know programming, but they do hacking with the help of readily available tools. But because of their sheer numbers, they can cause a great harm. They are low skilled people. They don't have sophistication. They don't know programming. They they use the readily made available tools to cause a disruption. I give you one very simple example. It happened with me in 2008 when I used to work with SCL. One of my friends, he was learning CH. So one day he was working, he learned some tool and he executed that tool in that company's infrastructure, and which causes bandwidth to choke, switch, the loop got created in a switch, and due to which the customer firewalls were inaccessible for 2 hours. At that time, monitoring and logging was not very strong, so he was like they were not able to find out the root cause of it. But you see, a script kiddie with the help of simple one tool had caused the customer firewall to become inaccessible. So that is the power. So unless and until you don't know programming, you don't know the infrastructure, you will be characterized as script kiddies. Then you have a hacktivist. These are the people which do hacking for ideological, political, or social activities. I give you one very simple example. In 2012, you might have heard about WikiLeaks. So Julian Assange was arrested. It was not arrested, he was confined to Ecuador embassy in UK. So US government, they had ordered they had ordered big companies like MasterCard, Visa to cut down ties with WikiLeaks. Next day, these companies, they got they faced one of the biggest DDoS attack on their infrastructure by hacktivists in order to show solidarity with the thing. So these are activists who are trying to promote their ideological, political, or social objectives. Then we have organized crime. Organized crime has effectively extended its operation into digital realm, seeking profit through cyber activities. So these days, gone are the days when people have to physically rob the banks. Okay, gone are the days when people have to physically rob the bank. These days, you can, with the help of cyber activities, you can siphon off lakhs or millions of rupees within a second. Recently, I was reading a news where one elderly couple were robbed of 90 lakh rupees just within a minute because they clicked some link and they were gone. So these days, it's not individuals who are doing it, there are groups, industry. Like, for example, there was organized crime group called Financial 7, Fin 7, we call it Fin 7, cybercrime group, a professional cybercrime syndicates who ran fake cybersecurity companies to recruit hackers who stole payment card data from hotels, casinos, and all. They use phishing, PS malware, and advanced intrusion techniques. Then you have a shadow IT. Shadow IT is not intentional. Sometimes it is unintentional. Most of the time it is unintentional. Like, for example, there is a training going on. Uh, a senior leader is also there, and a senior network leader is there in the training. He has he has requested to implement a Wi-Fi access point just for a training. But what happened after the training means he has deployed it, and after the training, he forgot to remove that Wi-Fi access point. So that Wi-Fi access point can be used as a threat actor to cause or aggregate the attacks further. Like, for example, you are using Google Drive, means you do Google Drive is not allowed, but it is accessible. You have a shared drive in your organization which is being used for project related, which is used for saving the project related document. Someone started using Google Drive, and every one of you in a project started using Google Drive, and you are storing critical project data, and that got breached, and that got leaked. So that is what shadow IT. It is the thing which is implemented without the formal oversight. Then nation state threat actors. Oh, this is crazy. The best is the nation state threat actors are among the most formidable adversary in cybersecurity. Russian, these are the one which are backed up by countries. Okay, Russian, Chinese, US, and I would say we are also not far behind, but no one will take the direct responsibilities of it. The actual Ukraine state at the war started in 2022, but in 2015, uh, nation state of Europe, Russia has created a chaos in Ukraine during the Christmas winter when they attacked the this one, where when they attacked their power grids and causes a chaos. A lot of people died because that was a time of extreme winter. I watched one movie called Snowden. Snowden is a fugitive. He was sent on a deputation to Japan. The cover-up given was education tour, but main purpose was to install a malware in a power grids of Japan so that in case of hostility, they can be controlled. So they are among the most formidable adversary in cybersecurity. They are government funded, definitely. And APT groups. It refers to the sophisticated long-time cyber attacks perpetrated by highly motivated and well-funded attackers. So there are APT groups available by we normally is known by their numbers APT1, APT2, APT3, and Russia have a lot of APT groups. So there is a APT group called Hafnium, and the Microsoft Exchange Server exploit. They did it, and the Stuxnet worm that I was giving you an example of, that was an example of APT attack only. So Stuxnet was a worm which were designed to cause disruption or destroy the Iranian nuclear capabilities. Iranian nuclear capabilities, which was designed to target a HP centrifugal, Siemens centrifugal. Okay, so you see a marvel in itself. It was 2010. Then you have a criminal syndicates. Criminal syndicates, they are also known as an organized crime group, which are intricately structured, dedicated to profit driven the illegal activities. Like there are many groups available like Cobalt Group, also known as Carbonac, is a well-organized cybercrime syndicate that targets over 100 banks across 40 countries, and it is still active today. So cybercrime criminal indicate they are flourishing. Why so? Because they operated across legal jurisdiction. Two Chinese, there are a lot of Chinese hackers who are wanted in US, but you can't do because they are based out of this. It is driven by criminal profit. In India, the digital arrest was on a rise. When Kingpin was arrested, he was from Malaysia, and they are well resourced and funded. Cyber criminal network are well resourced and process substantial funding. So competitor espionage. What is this? In a cybersecurity realm, is a significant threat where organizations actively target rivals to steal the intellectual property, research data, and customer information. I don't know how much true it is, but there was this company called Nortel, if I'm not wrong, and there's another company called Huawei. If you look at the downfall and rise of a Nortel and Huawei, the downfall of Nortel is directly proportional to rise time of Huawei. And it is being said that it was fully espionage, means that Huawei company was built by espionaging the Nortel people, infrastructure, intellectual properties, etc. Then we have insider threats. Okay, there is a study which says that 60% of hacks are due to internal people. I'm not saying that they deliberately do it, but sometimes unintentionally they can do harm. Like, for example, I give you an example. Around 2 years ago, I've read this. An ex employee of Cisco who still had access to the AWS infrastructure where Cisco WebEx infrastructure was hosted. He logged into the Cisco WebEx AWS infrastructure and deleted some instances, which deleted due to which some 65,000 accounts of WebEx user got deleted, and it caused losses of some thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you see, just it was considered as an insider threat. So why it is important? Because they do have access to organization assets. They could be employees, contractor, and partners. Like for example, I was giving you a Stuxnet. Look, all critical infrastructure is hosted in a air gap infrastructure. Air gap infrastructure is the one which is not connected to the internet in any way. So Stuxnet was a worm you cannot inject into the system through internet. Some insider would have taken it through, taken it in USB and injected into the infrastructure where critical, where those centrifugals and Iran and nuclear capabilities were hosted. So that is also a work of insider threats. So who all are the individuals involved in insider threats? Current or formal employees, part-term employees, contractors, full-term employees, temporary employees, or even trusted business partners. So you see, there are a whole plethora of people. So for this follows that is the reason the zero trust is there in the market, because zero trust says no matter you are insider or outsider, same level of scrutiny will be applicable to you. So follow the principle of zero trust. Need to know least privilege. Okay, otherwise you can be in a big problem. So this next slide is more about the comparison of the actors. Like if you look at script kiddies, they are mostly known for thrill seeking. Skill level is low, resource funding is low for them. Outcome, they just want to fund for fun or service disruption. Activists to promote their social cause. Skill level, it could be low, medium, high, depends. Like the hackers who attacked uh, Visa, Mastercard, their skill level was very high. Low to medium funding, And they also want to cause service disruption to create or just send a message. Then organized crime, financial gain, skill level high, and then outcome is financial loss of victim. Nation state is affect the political outcomes. High, just best example I will say, look at Arab Spring, then look at what happened in Bangladesh, Nepal. That was also the cyber things goes hand in hand, correct? Then high, and outcome is disable crucial infrastructure. Insider threat, it is for revenge or financial gain. Skill level could be low to medium. Resource funding, they could have depend on, it could be low to medium. And the main purpose is financial loss or destruction. So whenever we talk about threat hunting, finding out the threats, you need to know the threat actors, what are their intent, what is their motivation, what are their attributes, and then on the basis of that, you can strengthen your defense. So main purpose of this session was to take you through the different types of threat actors in the organization and in the real world. And it is evolving over the period of time. So thank you very much for joining in. If you have any questions, write it on the chat. I will answer it. Thank you.